I should probably do a little run through, show you where the bunkers actually are, show you how it all works. So straight in here, if these were powered up, there would be space for a little component behind, but because I normally put my batteries in outdoor TCs, I can't really do that at the moment. But effectively, you switch those, and you've got your 2 lockers. Perfect. And then carry on up. I would normally litter this place in shotgun traps, that sort of thing as well. Always find it useful. Tier 2, all your bits and pieces, just your general living space. And I personally like having these windows on, so you can open them up, have a little cheeky peek out, see what's going on. But always keep in, grenades are for something coming up soon, but always your hammers, especially your hammers. And that way, you can grab your window out when you're ready, and you've got a nice peek out. So if you had to respawn, being killed or whatever else, you've got plenty of cheeky options to fight from here. Similar again. We got a cheeky peek across there. In this one, it's actually one giant bunker across. And effectively, we've got 2 big barrels, big box, and a locker. Happy days. And down to core, just a cheeky sleeping bag. I'd set these smart alarms up as well so they actually work properly and do something. But again, when you're actually online, switch it over to this. You can switch just one half if you like. But again, in this one you've got a locker, you've got your TC, which is actually in a separate bunker again, which you'll see now. Bunker here with a big box, 2 lockers, and then behind you another bunker, TC. Perfect. Now I'll keep going round. I like these barrels, you can get a lot more in this space using barrels, and these all fit perfectly in between a triangle, so they've got to go through a garage door to get whatever's in it. Space plenty for your furnaces or your bits and pieces. Ooh. I've been pushed to the ground. That works. And into your upstairs chill area. Again, cheeky funky here. That one's just 1 locker. Also accessible on the other side of your chill zone, which is also the way up through here to tier 2. And any of these fancy doors on the edge out to your shooting floor. Really, really good coverage all the way around. And if you wanted to, you can do your steps or your whatever else you fancy instead of putting these barricades in. And you come back through here, up to the roof. Nice simple roof. Obviously you'd probably end up with a chopper garage, an extra bedroom, maybe a windmill on top of each of these built up. But yeah, simple and effective. Incredible little peaks here for all sorts of carnage. I think that makes it time to build. Okie dokie then. So it's time to go. We got the construction deployables, all the good stuff on the left to tell us how much we're spending. But I'm not going to go overboard on sort of boxes, things like that. We're just going to get into the build. And as always, game light style, jam your 2 squares down here. Somewhere in this corner, doesn't have to be perfect. Switch to your triangle and jump to reset. And for some reason then, as long as you're looking sort of down, just not up basically. Hold just left. Get quite a bit of distance on it, just right. You can't step forward, turn the mouse, any of that sort of stuff, just don't touch anything. And then you want to do that, push it in. You see, like that second time, it pushes it in a little bit extra, you almost take an extra step. That should be perfect. It'll go blue. If it goes red, start again. And there is still one problem, like in my last video, where it can still go wrong anyway. But we'll see in just a second. I know. So close them all in. And then when you jump up here, if this goes in, perfect. One there, one there, one there. Shelving above you. And there we go. This one's a pixel out, and this one's a pixel out. So you can stone all this up, although actually it might be worth. Hey, get up there. Add in this. And yeah, we're just going to go straight to sheet metal and everything. Just make sure, obviously, same with any build, if you're going to stone first or changing as you go, just make sure to get things to high qual, things to sheet metal, things to wherever you want to keep them before making them inaccessible on both sides. These ones I would always change to wood, especially if you're going to be sticking around for a little bit, although this one actually, but this bottom one would, because you are going to knock this out, but it is absolutely vital for the moment that we keep it. So pop whatever your kind of door you're going to choose. If you've got a lucky and you've got a garage door at this stage as well, do make sure to leave it on backwards, so you get this little cheeky peek underneath. Nice way to shoot people in the ankles if they're trying to door camp you. Click TC, and then drop down at either side, whichever one you prefer. Get them in somewhere against this wall on the right hand side, so that it's close-ish, but you can still fit in the wall there. You probably as well want to pop a furnace down in there for the moment, because you can get away with that even for the full stone part of the base. And then, when you're ready, you're going to come across, destroy this bit, pop one of these in, and you've probably by now found one of these in a box. And they're not ideal, but they do work. You can just pop it on the floor and have a look on through. Perfect. So that's hidden away. You'd probably end up with stone at this point, but you know, it's only one door, but your TC's safe, and for the cost and for the time in what you'll be at this stage, it's ideal. You can't really go wrong. Fill it with some bits and bobs, do your thing, and then when you're ready, I'm just going to start this side, but you can't actually close it off for a while. The reason being, you want to keep this piece of wood, and if you're keeping this piece of wood, this bunker is for these two triangles here, so you can do your 2 barrels on top, or one locker, and a big box in between, and then you're going to lock it up. Until then, just use the space, go nuts, run around, shoot some people, whatnot. You can also pop a lid on there, although you can make some quite interesting sort of little peaks and designs where you do just go straight up. And this is where the fun begins. So get yourself a little bit of farm up, because you are going to need to do a little bit of building. Come straight onto here. Effectively, you're going to wall yourself in. Probably try and do it so you don't get yourself trapped. And then wall, wall, wall. Door, door. And these are going to be your new entrances. Effectively, as terrible as it sounds, technically that's your first airlock. So it is quite a bit of building, or quite a bit of cost for what it is to get to there. But it'll keep you secure, and to be honest, I've not often found trouble. And I'll normally and honest make a sort of a 1x1, 2x1, something like this along the side, just to kind of keep me alive, keep things going while I'm messing about. And there we have it. Little hideaway. This isn't going to be used, but you can, you know, especially if you've got a little team together, you might actually want to, you know, pop some bits and pieces down here, or kind of utilise the space for a bit longer, I guess. But when you are ready, break these away. They're just going to be honeycomb to your core. And you've got two options. You can sort this loot room out first, or you can go straight and do your sort of gatehouses, front entrances, which I personally prefer to do. I live out of just one or two boxes, to be honest, downstairs, and then I'll get this kind of pumped out a little bit later. Just leave it open for now, let people relax in here. But since it's simple, we're just going to quickly show you. So one here, and one here. bobbing, wham, wham. And that is as simple as that. With the looter setup in here, you can have 2 lockers. Well, each side, effectively, you'd have a locker and a big barrel. Locker, big barrel. Or I say big barrel, you could use a big box. Or if you prefer, you can have 2 big barrels on one of the sides. So 2 big barrels this side, locker and big barrel the other. Obviously, they need to sit on top of these again. Make sure these are sheet metal and not the... Yeah, make sure these are sheet metal, and in fact, that's a good learning point. See this little edge here? You might need to rotate that one, so they're facing different ways and you don't get that. That'll block you putting a second barrel on. It doesn't seem to make a difference with the big boxes, but on the barrel you won't know what's happening. That's fine. Yeah, set those up. When you're ready. And of course, you'll have your whole room set up here. And by now you're going to be rocking good with some of these, which means you can get easy access through your pixel gap all the way along. Amazing. Outside. So how are we gonna do this? This is the way you get to see why it's important that you don't do that second bunker too soon. Come in here, kind of like you're just putting your honeycomb on. Put this triangle in straight away if you like. You don't need to. You might just want to use a furnace jump up or something for now. Usual stuff. Get a door in. Any kind of sort of temporary jump up will do for the moment. Then you want to pop 3 of these in. Again, don't need to put that straight in if you don't want to, but I prefer it to a fire marks. Boom. And of course, when you do have the spare dollar to do so, you've got it up to tier 2 a bit. This one wants to be this way specifically, but you'll see why in a second. Yourself some windows. I mean, that'll do for now, but of course, ideally, you're gonna want all your doors in. You might want to use some of these, something a little extra anyway. My personal favourite, can't remember, I think it was Game Lights again, but I know Blueprint did something with this as well. You pop those on. I personally keep them, you don't have to. But what it does is it allows you to put these through the window at much sort of greater, more unusual distances really. So above the ladder hatch, go really high, nice and see where it's going to go. There we are, on this side nice and low. But you can keep these on, take them off, do what you like. I would always recommend keeping a hammer and building plan in there. So you can take the window straight off, take some shots at people, but that'll stop anyone climbing in. And as you'll see, these do stay afterwards. So it's pow pow pow, and no one's climbing in even if you do kill them. First close them up for a second. But this one is a handy place for tier 2. It'll fit hidden in the one triangle, so if someone wants it, they come into a locker, or they've already bridged upstairs. You might take that off to get a good placement. And in fact, actually, it doesn't work while those are in there. Probably because you probably shouldn't be able to do what we're about to do. One of those in there. One of those in there. This on. You got a cheeky little peek. No one expects you to just kind of, even if you, especially if you don't have the doors on and you're not being spotted, but if they don't hear that noise, or even if they do have the time, they hear it, by the time they've turned around it's too late. They're not expecting the window off and you just start shooting at them, especially if you've got a teammate waiting ready. You can pop the window back in if things go perfect. Yeah. There's your upstairs. There's your entrance. And I'll grab 2 more little bunkers in here. So what you're going to do, if your way around here, you'll find the side where your TC is, and where that shelf is still 1 pixel out. Select yourself a locker. Make sure it's plain skin, so that it doesn't give off any light, because otherwise that can be seen through the pixel gaps at night time, and it'll give it away. People walk past will not know all day long, and all of a sudden, you do. And however you go about it, put a half wall up on there, half wall down below. Let it get out anyway, not that it seems to make a difference. And you can do exactly the same on this side. And you can put a turret by here. If you get it right, you put the turret quite near the edge of the front. Just behind it, you can put one of those siren lights. But in this case, I'm just going to use this. Okay, you pop one of those siren lights just behind it. And then what you can actually do is when you drop in, you basically just jump in. It drops you into the perfect spot, such as where you can go, wash, grab one of those, grab a kit, and out you go. And I personally also like to add some door controllers and a bit of magic, so if anyone else goes near your front door, it just opens up and shuts them anyway. But yeah. That'll cover this round if you just do the same thing on the other side, which I'm just going to do real quick. And there it is. Same idea. 8 rocket bunker. I mean, rockets are going to blast both open at the same time, but you can't really complain with that. And in case people aren't aware as well, these ones, the little metal things, they're completely free. So you don't have anything to worry about. If you want to kind of get to this stage to base early, you can still do it without having to have blueprints galore. And that brings us to the roof piece. So there's only one little bunker left to do, although optionally you could add in any number of bunkers on any floor, to be honest. It's just a case of dragging that triangle around. So in this case, from here, this one here is still a pixel out, so we're going to use this as our jump up. We can actually keep this in. You don't have to, but I quite like it for many of the build types and the crazy things you can come up with from this design. From here then, I have to jump off. Yeah! You bring it up to here, by using a full wall to bring the pixel up. And if it doesn't work, don't worry. You know, if the whatever you want to call it doesn't work, the balancing doesn't work, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is when you put a wall up next to it, it'll clip onto that wall instead. So you can have a double entrance up here. You could actually make this, like say, bunkered so you could enter it that way. In fact, let's do it that way, even though it wasn't in the video at the start. Why not? 2 of these. And we're going to want to bring this through here. Ooh, spinning the right way. Boom. Don't need them anymore unless you wanted to drag out, just put walls up, drag it across here. You could do another 3 bunker loot room here if you prefer. But because I never have that much loot, I recycle it all. That's what I like to think, or say to myself anyway. I like a little chill area. RP zone, why not? So this will be ideal for just the cheeky locker again. But realistically, how many sets do you need hidden away? Not that many, sure. This one's going to be a pain to get because of the lack of being able to see where I am on corners. And in fact, if you have the skins, these ones are actually slightly smaller. So if you change everything nearby to that, oh look at that, straight in. Change them back to shipper metal when you want to use them. If you're going offline, I actually recommend changing both to the same colour, so people think it's just, you know, part of your, so, you know, like this, both to this sort of metal, but having the same colour, make it part of your aesthetic. People just walk past it, don't even think for a second. Whereas you only actually need it to show one half each, and then still no one can get in the pixel gap. But as soon as it's both of these, and we got access on this one, of course, from all three sides. You will on this side need to be a little bit, I think it's a roundabout here. Ah, close. One more time, one more time. Oh, look at that. Perfect. So something like that each side. Fill in your bits and pieces. Get rid of any build-ups. And that's pretty secure. The shooting floors. So I would find either of your doors and or both. We'll start with this nice sunny one over here. And either side, doesn't matter because you're going to have to do it on both actually. Triangle and a square. Look at the corner towards the door and then opposite. And you're going to put in two little low walls. Crouch in here. Get yourself a gun or a, you know, a decent crosshair. Put that right in the middle. And then you can't touch. Ooh. You can't touch your mouse anymore. Or in my case, my controller. Demolish. Demolish without moving the mouse or, you know, moving at all basically. Switch on over. One of these. And then this is where I use my keyboard. A tiny little step back. Tiniest step back you can do. And destroy. Destroy. And this one always confuses my brain. But nice and easy from the square, looking back to where you were. Turn right. And you're going again towards the door. 3 triangles. Destroy, destroy, destroy. And then a square. And then the rest of these are real, they're staying forever. 1 triangle, 1 square, 1 triangle. So you end up with a square here, 2 little triangles there. Reason being, these are going to be your shooting floor supports. One of these, or both, whatever you fancy, is going to connect it to the main base. And you'll notice connected is over 79% stable. So that connects to that to your TC. If you're not connecting it to your TC, then you'd run out, make some sort of multi-TC this way, go out until you get TC range effectively, and then put some sort of bunker down. There's loads of little cool tricks you can do with that, but we won't go into it. I'm just going to connect it straight onto the base. Keep it nice and cheap. And the reason you're keeping these triangles is because if someone does decide to they want to become and be rude, especially if it's stone, they might decide to come and soft side you. So if they, especially if it's stone, it puts them off. They're not going to soft side 3 to break your whole shooting floor, or at least 2, because if this comes out, it's still connected there, and vice versa. And then we're going to do this on all the other sides. In fact, actually, before we do it on all the other sides, we should probably finish this one. So come back to the other corner. You're doing exactly the same thing, but in reverse. Find your wall, door, opposite corner. Find the middle of there. I have found this doesn't seem to be perfect, but it might just be that I've been perfect every time. It's, you know, it's hard to tell. And destroy, and destroy. And tiny step back. And place that wherever that lands. Destroy, destroy. Same idea, look back towards your door. Go in the same way. 1, 2, 3. Destroy, destroy, destroy. And a big square. And then the permanent ones. Destroy, destroy. And we're doing, again, metal if you can. Even if you end up just making the base plates metal, and keeping this all stone, that's fine. It really wouldn't be the end of the world. And it doesn't really matter which way you do that, but I like to do it. In fact, I don't really have a preference. Depends what kind of crazy compounding and other madness you want to do. So I'm going to fly through the other two real quick, so you can have a little see of what's going on from a different angle. And if you want to, you can attach these on a higher level. Floor 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, whatever you're doing. Oops. And one more time. We have lots of weird shells around our place. Perfect. So when you come up here, you might actually want to secure yourself in a little bit more first, more likely. So nice and easy. Door, wall, door, wall, door, wall, and another door. Just for good measure, since we've relied on loads of ladder hatches already. I'm going to do the same again. And I will do it here. Shed area complete. Although you'll probably door path it right through, I'm sure. Fill it with all sorts of goodies and wonders. That's probably enough of that. So once you come out of each of these doors, that's just going to be a triangle. And the same again. Oh, and then each of these squares. Oh. Triangle. Triangle. There he has it. Almost. Studio floor. And you'll find no one is going to squeeze out of any of this. Unless you're really eagle-eyed and you noticed. Actually, they could. Right over here. Quite talent. Get up and in. But we've seen it all. A couple of those. Now no one's going nowhere. Your gun might if you die, but that's about it. You do the usual. Chuck some of these on. Get some decent looking rounds there. Chuck yourself some of these on maybe. Mix and match it a bit. And then maybe put some, I don't know, loads of options. Millions and millions and millions of options. But there you has it. Nice big open area here. And if you come up on the roof then, should have something that looks a little like this. And obviously you could get super duper creative. You could, some of the towers I'll leave it at that. I'll save it for wipes as and when I ever get enough time to make, wipe videos rather than just the builds I usually in wipes. But a couple of quick handy ones for this. What I do for a nice simple roof is one this way and one this way. So you get just a little bit of gap, nothing major. We can do the same on all the sides that look the same. There we are, that looks pretty fancy actually. Oh, and if you ever have those stability problems, we all know what to do there. Go down floors. Have more stability. One up probably enough. Perfect. Nice. I think I actually like that more than the pics on the last one. No one's getting a sneak on you in that. And I'll let you get creative in your minds about what crazy extra entire bases you want to put on top of this roof. But hopefully that does the trick. And I love you long time. Thank you so much for what was an unexpectedly good year of videos being enjoyed. Thank you. Please, if you do like them, enjoy it, subscribe, all that kind of crazy stuff. I love you, I love it, I love it all. Humsy's in dance, I'll catch you on the next one. Oh no, you've woken up, getting raided. Get your best kit on quick. And you get yourself over, have a look what's going on, grab your essentials. Oh, there he is, alright, okay. Take your window out. Take a couple of shots. Oh no, taking the turrets out, the electric's gone, what's going on? Oh no, I can't peek him from here anymore. Being door can't be literally knocking my door, that cheeky raider. Oh, that's why I didn't put my kit on. What are we gonna do? This is what the grenades are for. Okay, check one on here. Press our magic button. And hopefully guess I should show you how to make it. It doesn't require any power, just these three things here. Pop on over to your nearest door controller somewhere sneaky nearby. You need to unlock the nearest door. There, you get your little green light. Back upstairs. Wherever you fancy your cheesy button of death. And you don't have to worry about power in. If ever it doesn't work with this as well, you should find, if you can get to flat ground, that it works. So no worries about input. Just go to output instead. Power in. Lock this up. You could have locked that up straight away actually. It's probably best not to leave it undone. Now, there we are. Simple as that.